How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk about stocks and focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. We also got to put in a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. You just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about SOS and as well as EBON. But like I do in all my videos, we're going to be going over the agenda. We also have timestamps down below in the description, just in case you want to watch more of one part than the other. So let's get into it. So for the agenda, we're going to be going over the price action for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and as well as Dogecoin. Why do we do this? Because this can have an impact on the stocks of SOS and EBON. After when that is over, we're going to be doing a technical analysis for both of these stocks. And the reason being is we want to be aware of where the support areas are and where the resistance areas are, and what do we need to look for in regards to a bullish uptrend. And then after that, we're going to be going over quickly the institutional ownership, because there has been some new buys for SOS, and as far as the updates for the short volume ratio for EBON and SOS as well. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. As we take a look at the price action of Bitcoin, currently where it's at 5:55 p.m. it's at $53,058. As far as today's high, it was at $54,788. So continuously what we are seeing is support and consolidation building up. We are already looking forward for that run up, and we already know that we're looking for Bitcoin to be hitting 100K by the end of this year or by the beginning of next year. So where it's at right now, hey, I'm really not too mad about it, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that run up, to see it revisit back to the 60K level. The next thing that we're going to be taking a look at is Ethereum, and Ethereum has definitely been killing it. So as of 5:55 p.m. we have $2,724, and then the high on the day was $2,801. So we already knew this. We've already predicted this, that Ethereum is definitely the one that's rebounding a lot better than all of the other coins that we cover on this channel. We also do know that it is beating out Bitcoin in regards to its recovery. Are these all-time highs going to be continuing for Ethereum? Yes, they are. And the fact that it's actually smashing it right now is definitely going to be beneficial for SOS, because we do know that they mine Ethereum. So as we now move on to the next one, we're going to be looking at Dogecoin. It's holding down that 30-cent level. Looks like it's trying to build some consolidation and some support for that future run up. So anyone that's in this play, hey, things are looking really good. It hasn't gone back down or hasn't had a significant drop since it had previously, which we've covered. So this is actually good to see. Why is that important? Because we know EBON does mine Dogecoin and as well as Litecoin. So let's get into the technical analysis. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for SOS. So let's take a look at its overall performance on the day. So ended up closing at $4.43, being down 3.28% on the day. Let's look at the ranges. On the low, it tested $4.28, and then on the high, testing $4.56. So one thing that we definitely need to be happy about is the fact that it's been able to hold up that support right at $4.40, especially considering where it ended up closing. Another thing to pay attention to are areas of resistance. We already knew about this resistance area here at $4.70, and this is part of the areas that I want to see end up being broken either tomorrow or sometime next week. As far as the high where we ended up reaching right here around the 456, this is also another area we need to pay attention to in regards to resistance. So if we're able to actually get to this particular area come tomorrow, and barring that the market conditions are a lot better, then we can do that retest into the 470s, which is what we're really looking for here. It is still remaining bullish, because if we take a look at the 21-day EMA, it's right at $4.43, and that's exactly where we close. So we definitely can look forward to seeing some more room for upside. Also, to kind of make sure that you have an intention here, and it's part of the reason why I talked about be careful with purchasing options, we're definitely trading within a tight channel here. We already know if that 440 breaks, the next level to look out for would be right at the $4.30 level. But if we go back all the way over here to April the 20th, 426 and going up to where we are right now, there's a tight channel between that 430 and all the way to here where you see it between 460. So once we break that 460, that's part of the reasons why I'm very bullish when we get up to 470. And as far as going into May, I'm looking for that $5 level. I feel like it is very doable, especially if we get a lot of buying pressure right at this 470 level. We could see a strong move going into the 480s. So that's why I continue to remain bullish with SOS, especially from a technical setup. Now we're going to be checking out fintel.io for SOS to take a look at some recent institutional buys and as well as taking a look at the short interest. So as we scroll down on the page, as you know, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. And we could see on April the 29th, we have XR Securities LLC opening up a new position, and they did a call and as well as a put today. So they're definitely just making sure that they're hedging and they're minimizing their risk. We also have Klingstein, Fields & Co. ended up closing out their position today as well. And as far as April the 28th, which we've already covered, you could see institutions have been bullish and have been adding to their positions in regards to SOS, which is good to see. So now let's move on to the short interest. So as we take a look at the short interest as of April the 29th, which was today, the amount of shares that were traded short was around 1.7 million. And as we scroll down further, short shares availability is at 550,000 and the short borrow free rate is at 16.88%. So we know with SOS, the borrow free rate tends to be very significant, and this is what I like seeing, because that means anyone who is shorting SOS is definitely paying a hefty price. And as we scroll down further to take a look at the short volume ratio, we could see on April the 28th, it was around 12.74, and on the 27th, it was around 14.52. So I'm going to be very curious to see what it's going to be looking like when the official number comes out tonight on Fintel. So let's move on. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for EBON International, ticker symbol EBON. So let's take a look at its overall performance on the day. So it ended up closing at $4.13, being down 6.77% on the day. As far as the ranges, it tested 406 on the low and 440 on the high. So one thing that we need to pay attention to and see right away, that EBON is actually doing a fairly good job respecting the support area here around 405 and 406. Tested 406 and it was able to rebound quite well off of it. If this area did end up breaking, what we'd want to see is this $4 level holding up strong. If it ever did end up breaking, then definitely look out for the 390 level. Now, what are we looking for in regards to tomorrow, and especially as we go into next week? I want to see a move reclaiming back here to the 200-day here at $4.47. We do have an area of resistance here right at 440, but do keep in mind we had some market conditions that were not the greatest. But the fact that we were actually able to finish above 410 is actually really a good sign here, and it's part of the reasons why I definitely do see us doing a retest of $4.40 coming for tomorrow. If we can break that 200-day, like I said, that would be great, but definitely looking forward to seeing that sometime next week and also before mid-May, getting into that $5 level. So another thing to also look out for that I want you guys to pay attention to is this area at 450. So once we get past that 440 area, that 450 area, I feel like is definitely going to be a psychological level going forward, because as you can see, there's definitely been some time that we've been below this area and it has been a resistance. So once we're able to get past 450, this is actually part of the reasons why I definitely do see a strong move up going into 470s very quickly. So just be aware of that, understand that, and also just before we cap this video off, anyone who's thinking about getting into a position with EBON, I feel the current prices right now are really good. Even if you take a look down here at the RSI, we're standing at around 35. We already know if it's in the 30 range, we're getting this stock at a really good price. So we're going to jump into the short interest information for EBON. There haven't been any changes as I saw of this time for the institutional ownership or any recent buys. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm not going to cover the same thing that I went over yesterday. So let's look at it, what it's looking like now. So on April the 29th, in regard to amount of shares that were shorted or sold short, it was 2.9 million. So that is fairly significant. And as we scroll down on the page, short shares availability stands at 2 million and the short ball free rate stands at 1.97%. As we go down further, we want to see what the short volume ratio was. We didn't have an update yesterday, but we definitely do have an update of what it is. So it's at 24.59. So this is around 25%. This is significant because we know when it's above 21%, there's definitely some short squeeze potential here. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what it's going to be later on tonight when the official number comes out. And of course, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. But the fact that it's above 21% is good to know, because if we have a lot of buying pressure, we could see some serious moves to the upside for EBON. And for my final thoughts for SOS and EBON, considering the market conditions that we had today, I must say they held up fairly well. They respected the support levels that we talk about in the technical analysis videos on a very consistent basis. So just knowing that, this definitely does set up opportunities, especially if you're looking for swing trades or day trades. Anyone who is going long, or maybe you see the long-term potential for SOS and EBON, hey, the prices that you're seeing right now are definitely deals. And this is part of the reasons why I share this with you. Anyone who is holding shares, you have opportunities to add to your position when you have these dips, or you can just keep waiting. Do not panic. Do not be all worried. There's a lot of stocks that were actually down today. And you already know there's a lot of manipulation in both of these stocks. So knowing that, that should be able to give you the tools and make sure you keep your mental health in check. In regards to SOS, it was great seeing that they had some recent institutional buys. And it's definitely looking like the institutions are looking forward to seeing a big move. Again, they're looking for a return on investment. They are hedging, but at the same time, they're not going to get into a position if they feel that it's going to be a losing position. And also to kind of continue as far as what I'm going to be expecting for Friday, I know many of you know, hey, it tends to be a sell-off, right? A lot of people like to sell off before the weekend, take profits and so forth. I understand that, but we still need to make sure that SOS and EBON respect the support levels that are there. I do see that we're going to be having a bullish May just for the fact that we see our support levels, it's getting better. It's been increasing. We've had our dips, we've gone through the bottoms and so forth, and we're on an uptrend. So we want to see that continue going into May. And of course, if we could see some stronger price action from Bitcoin, because we know Ethereum is already strong as well, we should start seeing some more changes in the stocks that we hold. Even if you take a look at other stocks that are in this crypto space, like Mara, Ryan, and so forth, I hope you guys are keeping this on your watch list. I can't emphasize this more than enough. Take a look at their price action. They're not too far off either, and they're not doing the greatest. So that's what I want to kind of update you guys on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk soon.